what if it is possible? What if it's possible? I don't know if it is, but what if it is possible to live in a state of contentment, or at least empowerment, or at least some level of satisfaction, or happiness, joy, peace, tranquility in the midst of all the difficult stuff that happens in life? Because sometimes it's so overwhelming that it seems like maybe it's not even possible. Maybe like the difficulty is too tough. Like I've just gone through a situation over the last year where I spent all my days. I'd like to say that I did it better. I wish that I could tell you that I did things better, but I pretty much lock, stock, and barrel went in for a wholesale failure this last year. And I'd like to tell you that it was due to somebody else, right? And in fact, I could point to many different reasons or people or whatever circumstances in my life that came up that I could blame a whole bunch of stuff on. And it's rational and it's actually justified. And I could, like, you'd agree with me probably. But you know what? It doesn't matter because I didn't actually get out of it. You know, I chose to live inside of the difficulty, the hardship of it, instead of just changing my thought process, which I've been doing recently. Like I spent so much time trying to right the wrongs and correct the injustices that I didn't even figure or count on or acknowledge that I was like not allowing for the solution to come to me because I was too focused on the negativity of it all. And in taking a step back from it and just taking account of all the circumstances and on the whole situation from like a third party perspective or outside of my own viewpoint, it seems that things are still glorious in life. Like they're still beautiful. What? That's mind boggling to me because I spent so long, like a year in a dark night of the soul, like a midlife crisis kind of ordeal in my life. But I'm the one that chose to be there. That's the craziest part about it, is that yes, there's external forces, there's external pressures that were bearing down on me and that bear down on pretty much anybody in life. But I had chosen to like carry the weight of it instead of, there's a number of different ideas out there on how this goes, but the watercourse way is one of them, like flowing with it, allowing yourself to bend instead of like break under the weight of it, right? And releasing the need to like solve it all in one day, and allowing there to be seasons in life, and just acknowledging that, man, this is a winter time and it sucks. What can I learn in winter that's going to aid me when, the harvest is ready? And even before that, what am I going to plant? And after that, how am I going to water it? And like, these are the seeds of our mind that we're talking about, like what we spend our time on and pay attention to, that is the currency of life. That's what we're getting back. And I was paying a lot of attention to a lot of negative things and getting a lot of negative results because of it, when really I could have been planting some seeds, some different seeds, some seeds of like inspiration and love and hope and joy and happiness. I could have planted those, but I chose not to. I gotta encourage you not to do what I did. I mean, I spent a good long time like loving life and encouraging people that today's the best day of your life and stuff like that. And now I've learned that there's some really crappy days, man, really, really crappy days that I wouldn't actually probably say were the best day of my life, other than the fact that I'm alive still, But now coming out of it, it's like, wow, any days that I chose to live like that was actually just a wholesale loss for me. And it didn't even affect the other parties or the other circumstance or anything in any positive way either, nor in any negative way. It's not like you can hunker down, like if somebody had did you wrong and you're like, I'm going to drink the poison and hope that they die from it, as the saying goes, right? That doesn't work. I'm just learning like this in my life for real that it doesn't work. And if we're going to ever find our way out of that stuff, man, it's up to us and only us. There's nobody else. I talked to myriads of people that gave me sound counsel throughout this difficulty that I just went through. And they gave me the best advice, man, is that like, just focus on the things you can control. And you're a powerful, magnet. And what you're going to draw to yourself is what you dwell upon. And I would like even give them reasons why I couldn't do these things, like snap out of it, let's just call it. And that I had to like right the wrongs. I had to, correct the injustices, had to. But no, I didn't actually have to do that. It's not like it's up to me in a lot of circumstances anyways. Like almost none of them can I directly control anyways. And so yeah, I'm like now going to set myself up for success in these areas and how to overcome these challenges. But what I'm learning is that, shoot, man, I still get the opportunity to like take a hike barefoot in the rain in this magic forest and talk to you about things that are uplifting and inspiring and elevating. And so I'm coming out of some doldrums, like some really serious hard places in my life. But I want you to know that like I'm leaning back in to this thing called like love, called splendor and majesty, like a gift of life, you know? There's something still available for us. I don't know what you're going through. Maybe it's rougher than what I'm going through even. And not that I want you to rehash it and dig down into it, but if it'll do you good, then like send me a message. Let me know what's going down. Either which way, I want you to know that like maybe it doesn't solve your circumstances. Know that other people are going through challenges, but not only myself, but a whole lot of people these past few years have been going through some difficult stuff. So if you find yourself there, just don't stay there. That's all. That's the encouragement today, is like, it's okay to be there. I found myself there too, after thinking that I'd never encounter things like despair and discouragement and doubt and fear and dread and all these things that are like, wow, that stuff is intense to go through. I'm telling you what, anxiety. Like I didn't think I'd be acquainted this like closely, like my closest companion would be a despair and anxiety, but that's where I've been. I'm just going to be real about it. It happens to us sometimes. But like I allowed myself to stay in that place for way too long. And I got to encourage you never to stay there. If you're there, please like reach out. Let's get some help. Let's start something different going on right now today. Today's the day. It's now or never. It's always been now or never. It's just that we're starting to realize it now is like, we only get access to this moment, not even 5 minutes from this moment. So if you're going to do something like really majestic with your life, like transformative, like you got to start right now. You can't put it off. You can't access that future time state that you're thinking you're going to put a pin in it and do it. You just got to do it. Today's the day for me and for you. I'm talking to myself mostly, but anybody that wants to tag along on this journey, I'm going to start digging myself out of a pit, out of a really dark, deep pit. And I'm going to invite you to come along with me. I think it'd be a lot of fun to do it together, especially if you're a dad. Man, if you're a dad and you've been stuck doing something you didn't care about with your life and you want some like encouragement and support and somebody that has walked a journey like to unplug from the rat race and do things a little bit differently and take barefoot hikes in the woods in the middle of the day,